Hello, this lecture is discussing the topic of Rift Valley fever. It will be presented by me, Dr. Nasreen Fathi Hanafi, in Medical Microbiology Department, and by Dr. Rania from the Tropical Medicine Department. As you see, in this picture, this is a place in Kenya which is called the Rift Valley. It's a valley, an area with low land. This valley is called Rift Valley, where this disease first have been reported, the Rift Valley disease. So this disease have been given this name according to the place where first discovered. The occurrence of the Rift Valley fever first identified in 1931 in an epidemic among sheep in the Rift Valley in Kenya, in a farm in the place of the area of Rift Valley of Kenya. And since then, since discovered in this area, outbreaks is going to be reported in sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan means the areas outside the Sahara of Africa, near Sahara. And concerning Egypt in 1977, there was an explosive, a large amount of animals or sheep that have been reported to be diseased with this Rift Valley fever. An explosive outbreak was reported in Egypt. It was immediately after finish of the war, and this was a drastic outbreak because it has caused a much loss of the livestock of Egypt. The animals, the cattle and sheep stocks of Egypt have been lost due to this disease, the Rift Valley disease. The Rift Valley was introduced to Egypt via infected livestock trade along the Nile irrigation system. So when the farmers have bought cattle and they made a trade buying and getting new sheep through the Nile passages, this disease has been transmitted to our cattle and sheep in Egypt. In 1997 and 98, also these outbreaks had happened at the same time in Kenya, Somalia, and Tanzania, following also infected livestock trades in the Horn of Africa. In 2000, first time to be reported that Rift Valley fever happened outside the African continent. So in 2000, it has been reported that this disease happened in Saudi Arabia and Yemen. Okay, and since then there is an increasing concern of Asia and Europe from transmission of this disease from Africa to other continents. In 2003, in Egypt, there was an outbreak with 148 human cases that included, unfortunately, 27 deaths from Rift Valley fever was reported by the ministry, the Egyptian Ministry of Health. Concerning the cycle of infection of the virus, okay, the causative agent of the disease is a virus called Rift Valley virus, named, of course, of this valley where there is a river in Kenya, and it belongs to a family called Buniaviridae, genre Phlebivirus, and it is very similar in structure to the dengue fever, the prior lecture. in that it is an enveloped, it is single-stranded, and it is an RNA virus. We said that all arboviruses are enveloped and single-stranded and RNA. So it belongs to the ecological grouping again of arboviruses because it can be transmitted by arthropods. The reservoir are animals, cattle and sheep. So this disease is considered to be also a zoonotic disease. So it is primarily a disease of animals, mainly cattle and sheep, okay? But it can infect humans by accidents. So it is mainly a disease of cattle and sheep, but it can infect humans accidentally. Concerning the mode of transmission, mainly the majority of human infections occur from direct contact, not the vector contact, okay? Direct contact with anything from an infected animal. Its blood, its organs, the meat, any contaminated tools. If you used a knife to cut the meat of an infected animal, if you use this knife again without decontaminating it, this knife will hold the virus. And the virus is inoculated in whenever there is a broken skin, any scratches, minute scratches, any bare area from the skin, and this is a common thing to happen in hands of farmers or of butchers that deal with those animals, can transmit the virus to this human being. Of course, we as medical, we concern mainly for the humans. We will not discuss the disease in animals, okay? The second way of transmission is the vector transmission. It is so similar to the dengue. It belongs to the arboviral ecological grouping. The virus has an intrinsic incubation extrinsic incubation period or biological mode of transmission, where the mosquito, when it feeds on the blood of infected animals, the virus will replicate in the body, will cause viremia, and will spread to the salivary glands, which will remain infected for life without causing disease to the mosquito. And usually the arthropod that transmits the infection is the female arthropod of Aedes or Culex mosquitoes. Okay, whenever the mosquito will feed on any other human, the saliva of the mosquito will contaminate the site of the bite, and the virus will replicate and then cause viremia. The third mode of transmission is inhalation. Even by inhalation or aerosol of the slaughter of infected animal. If someone is staying just in the area of slaughtering where they cut the heads of the cattle and sheep, he can get the infection even by inhalation or aerosols. And the fourth mode of transmission is ingestion of unpasteurized or undercooked products of these infected animals. So we have here concerning the Rift Valley, which is different from the dengue, which is exclusively vector transmission. Now we have here in Rift Valley, we have vector transmission, direct contact transmission, inhalation transmission, and consumption or ingestion even of unpasteurized or undercooked products of infected animals.